Mr. Miller, you have 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman and members of the subcommittee, thank you for inviting me to testify about the serious flaws in the 2020 census caused by the Census Bureau's first ever use of differential privacy. Differential privacy is an algorithm that deliberately injects noise, in plain English, false data, into census results below the state level data, all the way down to individual blocks. It alters racial and household composition, changes population counts, and even shifts those fabricated numbers to entirely different neighborhoods, cities, or counties. Census employees will say they are statutorily required to protect privacy as justification for choosing differential privacy to achieve that goal. Under differential privacy, the Bureau insists that state-level totals remain accurate, but everything below that level is intentionally distorted. The amount of distortion is top secret. Only a handful of Bureau officials know the true unaltered numbers. The consequences are severe and criticisms bipartisan. Harvard data scientists found that differential privacy artificially reduces racial and partisan diversity, making it impossible to achieve genuine one-person, one-vote equality. The Mexican American Legal Defense and Education Fund and Asian Americans Advancing Justice concluded that the data altered by this method are too inaccurate to satisfy the Voting Rights Act or the equal population requirements for redistricting. Rural and low population areas suffered the greatest proportional harm, distorting the partisan makeup of Congress and potentially affecting billions in federal funding. Differential privacy also has 3 fatal structural flaws. 1, it renders the count question resolution process meaningless. Localities can no longer tell whether a number is wrong because of an actual counting error or because the Bureau intentionally falsified it. 2, it injects distorted data into every state's redistricting process, casting doubt on the legitimacy of district lines. 3, it effectively gives bureaucrats a permanent tool to obscure non-citizen and illegal immigrant populations, nullifying any future citizenship question and shifting political power away from American citizens. Some limited analysis suggests an estimated 2% movement of numerical population data, but some reporting has suggested that upwards of 20% movement is allowable. Either way, this poses serious constitutional concerns. Compounding these problems, the 2020 census was the most inaccurate in modern history. The Bureau's own post-enumeration survey admitted statistically significant undercounts in 6 states, mostly red states: Arkansas, Florida, Illinois, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas, and overcounts in 8 states, mostly blue states: Delaware, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New York, Ohio, Rhode Island, and Utah. Those errors alone shifted at least 6 congressional seats and electoral votes to the wrong states. Those errors all benefited Democrats. When you combine known political imbalances in the raw count with an opaque algorithm that deliberately moves and alters population data, and all of those problems coincidentally mathematically tend to benefit the left, it is reasonable for Americans to conclude that the 2020 census was weaponized, if not intentionally, through malpractice. Public trust in the Census Bureau has been badly damaged as a result. Restoring that trust is simple. Congress and the current and next administration must correct the errors committed by the census bureaucracy leading up to the 2020 census and permanently prohibit the use of differential privacy. Differential privacy policy, for the purposes of satisfying statutory privacy requirements, is insufficient as a justification. Statutory privacy requirements cannot serve as grounds for ignoring the constitutional requirements that flow from census data. The 2030 census returns need to be accurate, transparent, and politically neutral, the way the Constitution demands. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.